Liam loved visiting the local auction every weekend. He enjoyed seeing all kinds of animals, cows, horses, sheep, and sometimes rare animals that he had never seen before. He liked how every animal had its own story, even if he could not hear it. He could tell from their eyes and movements whether they were happy, sad, or sick. One morning the air was crisp and cold, and the auction yard was busy. Farmers, traders, and families walked around, looking at animals, talking, and making deals. Liam walked slowly, looking at the animals. Most were healthy and strong. Some were young and playful, jumping or running in their pens. Others were calm, chewing hay or resting quietly. Then Liam noticed a small buffalo lying in the corner. It looked weak and tired. Its coat was dirty and patchy. Its eyes were half closed, and it barely moved. Liam stopped in front of the pen. He could see the ribs under its skin, and the way it breathed slowly made him worry. People around him walked past talking and laughing, ignoring the little buffalo. The auctioneer stepped forward and spoke loudly. "Next, we have a buffalo, very small, very sick. Starting bid $2. Liam felt a pang in his heart. $2. That was hardly anything. Most people smiled and moved away, not wanting to spend money on a sick animal. Some even whispered that the buffalo would not survive the week. Liam did not care what they said. He looked at the buffalo again. It lifted its head slightly and blinked at him. Liam felt a strange connection. Something in those eyes told him that the little buffalo needed help and love. He knew it would take work, patience, and care, but he felt certain that he could help it. Liam raised his hand. The auctioneer looked surprised. "You really want this weak thing?" he asked, laughing. Liam smiled softly. "Yes, I want him," he said. People around laughed, thinking it was a joke. Spending money on a sick buffalo seemed strange to them, but Liam ignored the whispers. When the auction ended, Liam gave the $2 and led the buffalo out of the crowded yard. He gently held its rope and whispered, "Don't worry, little one. I will take care of you." The buffalo did not respond at first, only lifting its head slowly, but Liam could feel that it understood. On the way home, Liam thought about what the next days would be like. The buffalo needed warmth, food, water, and probably medicine. Liam had read books about animal care, and he remembered the advice from farmers he had met. He knew it would be a challenge, but he felt excited. He had always loved animals, but this time it felt personal. When Liam reached home, he set up a soft pen for the buffalo. He cleaned the area, spread fresh straw on the ground, and put a small blanket nearby to keep the buffalo warm. Then he led the buffalo inside gently. The animal stumbled a little, and Liam caught it carefully so it would not fall. Liam looked at the buffalo closely. He noticed how small it was, how fragile it seemed, and how its eyes followed him with a quiet trust. He decided to give it a name. "You will be called Bino," Liam said softly. "Bino, welcome home." The buffalo blinked and moved its head slightly as if accepting the name. Liam felt a smile grow on his face. That night, Liam stayed by Bino's side. He gave him fresh water and soft hay. He whispered stories about the farm, about the fields, and about how the sun would shine tomorrow. He gently stroked Bino's coat, even though it was rough and dirty. Liam wanted the buffalo to feel safe, to know that he was not alone. As Liam looked at Bino sleeping, he felt a strange mix of hope and determination. This little buffalo had been abandoned, weak, and sick. Most people would not have given it a chance. But Liam knew that with love, patience, and care, Bino could grow stronger. He could run, play, and even be happy again. Liam promised himself silently that he would do everything he could to make sure of it, and for the first time, Liam felt that helping an animal could change both their lives. The journey had just begun, but he already felt a strong bond forming with Bino, a bond that could last a lifetime. The next morning, Liam woke up early. The sun was just rising, and the soft light filled his small farm. He hurried to Bino's pen. The buffalo was awake, but it looked weak and tired. Liam smiled gently. "Good morning, Bino. Today will be a better day." He gave Bino fresh water and sprinkled some soft hay in front of him. Bino moved slowly at first, sniffing the hay, then taking small bites. Liam watched carefully. Every movement was important. Every small step Bino took toward eating or standing stronger was a sign of progress. Liam knew he needed to learn more about caring for a sick buffalo. He took his old notebook and wrote down notes. He remembered the advice from a nearby farmer. Sick buffalo need warmth, soft food, and patience. They also need gentle care and calm voices. Liam nodded. That was exactly what he wanted to give Bino. He cleaned Bino's pen carefully. He removed the wet straw and put down fresh, dry straw. He even washed the small blanket he had made, making sure it would be soft and warm when Bino rested on it. Liam wanted every detail to be perfect. He wanted Bino to feel safe and loved. Throughout the morning, Liam stayed near Bino. He spoke softly, telling him stories about the farm, about the fields, and the birds singing in the trees. At first, Bino only blinked slowly and moved slightly. But after a while, the buffalo lifted his head higher and looked at Liam with gentle eyes. Liam smiled. He felt that Bino was starting to trust him. By noon, Bino was eating more. Liam gave him soft vegetables and a small amount of milk. He noticed how Bino's body seemed to respond to the food. The buffalo's breathing became easier, and his movements became a little stronger. Liam clapped his hands quietly. "Good job, Bino. You are doing great," he said. Bino moved his head slightly, almost like he was responding. In the afternoon, Liam went to visit a nearby farm. He wanted advice from experienced farmers about caring for weak buffalo. He asked about medicine, vitamins, and proper feeding techniques. The farmers were happy to help. They showed him how to mix special feed and how to massage Bino's legs to make them stronger. Liam listened carefully, taking notes, determined to give Bino the best care. When he returned home, Liam applied everything he had learned. He gave Bino the special feed and gently massaged his legs. Bino seemed to enjoy it. His small eyes blinked slowly, and he leaned slightly into Liam's hands. Liam felt a warm happiness inside. Every small improvement gave him hope. As evening came, Liam brought Bino a little closer to the barn. He wanted to make sure the buffalo was safe and warm during the cold night. He covered him with the soft blanket and stayed by his side for a while, stroking his back gently. "You will be strong, Bino. I promise," he whispered. That night, Liam could not sleep completely. He thought about Bino and all the work that lay ahead. He knew it would take days, weeks, maybe even months before Bino would be fully healthy. But he also knew that patience and love could change everything. He smiled, thinking of the little buffalo resting quietly under the warm blanket. The next morning, Bino surprised Liam. He tried to stand up without support. He wobbled at first, then managed a few slow steps. Liam's eyes filled with joy. "Yes, you can do it, Bino," he said, clapping softly. The buffalo moved again, slowly, but with more strength than before. Liam could see that the care, patience, and love were working. From that day, Liam and Bino's routine continued. Every morning, Bino ate and drank, sometimes needing encouragement. Every day, Liam applied the knowledge he had learned, always gentle, always patient. Bino responded slowly, growing stronger bit by bit. Neighbors began noticing the little changes too. Some came to see the buffalo that was once so weak. They were surprised to see how attentive Liam was and how Bino was slowly becoming healthier. Liam felt proud, but he also felt humble. He knew this was just the beginning. By the end of the week, Bino was moving a little faster and eating more confidently. Liam felt a deep sense of hope. He realized that this little buffalo, once almost forgotten, had a chance at a new life. And with each passing day, the bond between them grew stronger. Liam looked at Bino, now standing steadily, and whispered, "You are going to be amazing, my friend. I know it." Weeks passed and Liam could see real changes in Bino. The buffalo had grown stronger. His small, weak body was filling out and his coat had become shiny and soft. Liam felt proud every time he watched Bino move around the pen. The buffalo no longer struggled to stand, and his steps were steady. Liam smiled, knowing that patience and care were making a real difference. One morning, Liam decided to take Beano outside the small pen. The sun was bright, and the field behind the farm was green and full of fresh grass. Liam opened the gate slowly and whispered, "Come on, Beano, let's try the field today." At first, Beano hesitated. He looked around nervously, unsure of the wide space. But then he took a small step forward. Liam stayed close, encouraging him softly. Beano walked slowly at first, then started trotting a little. Liam laughed quietly, clapping his hands. "That's it, Beano. You're doing so well." The buffalo's ears twitched, and he moved a little faster, exploring the field. Liam could see the joy in Beano's movements. Each step seemed full of curiosity and energy. Neighbors walking near the farm stopped to watch. They had heard about the buffalo that Liam had saved for $2. They were surprised to see how strong and happy Beano looked now. Some shook their heads, whispering, "Who would have thought such a weak buffalo could become so healthy?" Liam ignored the whispers. He was focused only on Beano. As the days passed, Liam spent more time outside with Beano. He showed him how to move safely around the field, and they practiced walking together. Liam even set up small obstacles like soft hay piles and low fences for Beano to step over. The buffalo learned quickly, showing patience and intelligence. Liam realized that Beano was not just strong, he was smart and willing to try new things. One afternoon, Liam noticed that Beano was unusually quiet. The buffalo had stopped moving and was looking at the distant hills. Liam walked closer and spoke softly. "What do you see, Beano? Do you want to explore there someday?" The buffalo lifted his head and blinked slowly. Liam felt that Beano understood him. There was a trust growing between them, deeper than words could explain. Liam decided it was time for a small adventure. He opened the main gate to the larger field, a place Beano had never been. Liam stayed near, watching carefully as the buffalo stepped out slowly. Beano sniffed the fresh air, lifted his head proudly, and then trotted forward. Liam ran alongside him, laughing. For the first time, he saw Beano move with full strength and joy. The buffalo leapt over a small fence, surprising Liam. Liam stopped for a moment, watching Beano's energy and excitement. The buffalo ran across the field, his legs carrying him quickly and steadily. Liam could feel his heart filling with happiness. He had saved Beano from sickness, and now he could see the result of care, patience, and love. Beano was free in the field, strong and full of life. The day turned into evening, and the sky became a warm orange. Liam called Beano to come back. The buffalo trotted toward him without hesitation. Liam patted Beano's back gently. "You're amazing, Beano. I knew you could do it." The buffalo nudged Liam softly with his head as if to say thank you. Liam laughed. He had never felt a bond with an animal like this before. From that day, Beano began exploring the fields regularly. He ran, jumped, and even played with small sticks and stones. Liam noticed that the buffalo's personality was changing too. He was curious, lively, and brave. People who came to the farm began noticing Beano's transformation. Children would giggle when they saw him running freely, and adults would shake their heads in wonder at the buffalo's strength and energy. At night, when Liam returned Beano to his pen, the buffalo would lie down calmly, resting after a long day of play. Liam would sit beside him, whispering stories about the next adventure they would have. He realized that Beano had grown not only in body but in spirit. Liam knew that this was just the beginning. Beano was strong and happy, but there were still many lessons to learn and experiences to share. Liam felt excited and hopeful. The little buffalo, once sick and weak, was now full of life. Every step Beano took reminded Liam that love, patience, and care could truly change a life. And as Liam watched Beano sleep peacefully that night, he knew their journey together was only getting stronger. Liam woke early again, the sun spilling golden light across the fields. Today felt special. Beano had grown stronger each day, and Liam felt it was time to try something new. He wanted Beano to explore farther, to learn more about the world outside their small farm. Liam knew it would be a challenge, but he was ready. He led Beano to the main gate of the larger field. Beano paused for a moment, looking at the open space. Liam whispered, "It's okay, Beano, you can do it." Slowly, the buffalo stepped forward, one careful hoof at a time. Liam stayed close, encouraging him with soft words. As Beano moved further into the open field, He lifted his head high, sniffing the fresh morning air. The buffalo began to trot. Liam ran beside him, laughing quietly. He watched as Bino's confidence grew. Each step was stronger than the last, and soon Bino was running freely, turning in circles and kicking up small clouds of dust. Liam's heart filled with joy. Seeing the buffalo so happy made him feel proud. He realized that all the care, patience, and love had made a real difference. Later that day, a neighbor stopped by. Mrs. Noor had heard about the little buffalo Liam had saved and wanted to see him. She smiled in amazement. "I cannot believe it," she said. "This buffalo was weak and sick just weeks ago. Now he's full of energy." Liam nodded, smiling. It took patience and care. He needed love and attention. Mrs. Noor watched as Bino ran around the field, then trotted back to Liam when he called. Bino's growing strength meant more adventures. Liam decided to teach him simple exercises. He placed soft hay piles in different spots and guided Bino to step over them. He gently encouraged the buffalo to move in circles, climb small slopes, and explore new areas. Bino learned quickly. Each day he became braver and more confident, and Liam could see the joy in his bright eyes. In the afternoons, Liam spent time reading to Bino. He read about farm life, different animals, and how they lived in the wild. Liam noticed that Bino seemed to listen carefully, tilting his head and blinking slowly. It was as if the buffalo understood more than anyone expected. Liam laughed quietly, thinking of how far they had come together. One afternoon, Liam saw Bino watching a small group of younger animals from the neighboring farm. The buffalo's posture changed. He walked closer, sniffed the younger animals gently, and nudged them with care. Liam realized that Bino was not only strong, but also protective. He was becoming a leader, someone who would look after others and show them kindness. That evening, Liam led Bino back to the small pen near the barn. The buffalo walked steadily without hesitation. Liam patted his back and said softly, "You are amazing, Bino. You are stronger than ever." The buffalo nudged Liam gently, showing his trust and love. Liam smiled, realizing that the bond between them was deeper than words. Days turned into weeks. Bino continued to grow both in size and spirit. Liam could see his personality changing. He was playful, curious, and brave. He explored new parts of the farm without fear, enjoyed the wind on his face, and seemed to take joy in simple things like the sound of birds or the scent of fresh grass. The farm started to feel alive in a new way. Bino's energy attracted attention. Children from nearby houses would come to see him. They laughed as he ran, kicked small stones, and jumped over low fences. Adults stopped by too, amazed at the buffalo's strength and gentle nature. Liam enjoyed showing them how Bino had transformed. One quiet evening, Liam sat beside Bino in the field, watching the sun set behind the hills. He stroked the buffalo's back gently and whispered, "We started this journey together, Bino. And look at you now. You are strong, happy, and free." Bino leaned slightly into Liam, closing his eyes as if understanding every word. Liam realized that this little buffalo, once sick and weak, had become a symbol of hope. He had grown not only in body but in heart and spirit. Liam felt a deep sense of satisfaction and pride. He knew that their journey was far from over, but he also knew that together they could face anything. The farm was quiet under the evening sky, but Liam felt joy. He looked at Bino standing tall and proud and smiled. Their adventure was just beginning, and he could not wait to see what the future held for both of them. Liam had grown more confident as an animal caretaker. Every day with Bino taught him something new. He realized that helping one animal could inspire care for many more. One morning, he looked out over the farm and thought about the other animals that needed help. He decided it was time to expand his efforts beyond Bino. He walked through the fields, searching for animals that were weak, sick, or abandoned. A small goat limped near the fence. A hen was struggling to find food, and a young calf seemed afraid of everyone. Liam felt a deep sense of responsibility. He knew he could not ignore them. If he had helped Bino, he could help these animals too. The first animal Liam brought into care was the little goat. Its leg had been hurt, and it could barely walk. Liam gently carried the goat to a safe pen, cleaned its wounds, and gave it soft hay and water. He whispered words of encouragement, just as he had done with Bino. The goat trembled at first, but soon it rested calmly beside him. Liam smiled, realizing that patience and gentle care worked for all animals, not just buffalo. Next, Liam attended to the young calf. The calf had been abandoned by its mother and was weak from hunger. Liam fed it warm milk from a bottle and stayed beside it, stroking its soft coat. He spoke softly to the calf, telling it stories about the farm and the green fields. Slowly, the calf's eyes brightened and it started to follow Liam when he moved around the pen. Liam felt a growing excitement. Every small step forward meant progress, hope, and life. Meanwhile, Bino watched closely. The buffalo seemed curious about the new animals. Sometimes he would approach gently, sniffing and nudging the smaller ones. Liam noticed that Bino had become protective. He seemed to understand that these animals needed care and friendship. Liam smiled. Bino was growing not only in strength, but also in wisdom and kindness. Liam continued his routine every day. He cleaned pens, fed the animals, and spent time with each one individually. He applied the lessons he had learned with Bino, adjusting for the needs of each new animal. Some needed warmth, some needed gentle guidance, and some just needed patience. Liam discovered that every animal had a unique personality, and understanding them required observation, care, and love. The farm began to change. It was no longer just a place with fields and pens. It became a sanctuary, a home for animals that had nowhere else to go. Neighbors started noticing the difference. They saw animals that were once weak now moving freely and happily. Children came to visit, laughing as the little goat played and the calf ran beside Liam. Adults admired the care and attention Liam gave to every creature. One afternoon, a visitor arrived. A local farmer had heard about the buffalo and the growing number of animals Liam was helping. He watched in awe as Bino gently guided the younger animals, showing them how to walk safely across the field. The farmer shook his head in amazement. "You have a special bond with them," he said. "Bino is not just strong, he is wise and caring." Liam nodded. He knew Bino had taught him as much as he had taught Bino. By evening, all the animals rested in their pens, calm and comfortable. Liam walked among them, checking each one, making sure they had enough food and water. He paused to look at Bino, standing proudly in the middle of the pen, watching over the others. Liam's heart filled with pride. The buffalo had grown into a true leader, not through force but through care and gentle guidance. As the sun set behind the hills, Liam sat near Bino and whispered, "We did this together, my friend. Look at all the lives we've touched." Bino nudged him gently, closing his eyes for a moment. Liam realized that the journey of saving one buffalo had grown into something bigger, a chance to help many animals to change their lives and to show the world the power of love and patience. Liam felt hope, joy, and determination. The farm was no longer just his home. It was a place of life, care, and transformation. Every animal that thrived reminded him of Bino, the little buffalo he had rescued for $2. That simple act of kindness had grown into a story of hope, strength, and friendship that would continue for years to come. One sunny morning, Liam was busy feeding the animals when he noticed a car stopping near the farm gate. A woman stepped out. She was holding a notebook and a camera. Liam waved politely. The woman smiled and walked toward him. "Hello," she said. "My name is Amina. I am a journalist. I have heard about a young boy and a buffalo you rescued. I wanted to see it for myself." Liam felt a little nervous. He had never been interviewed before, but he smiled and nodded. "Sure, come in. I will show you Bino and the other animals." Bino was standing in the middle of the field, his coat shiny and strong, his head held high. The other animals were around him, some grazing, some resting. Liam called Bino softly. The buffalo trotted toward him, confident and happy. Amina's eyes widened. "This is Bino?" she asked. "He is incredible. I cannot believe what a change he has made." Liam nodded. "Yes, he was sick when I found him. But with care and patience, he became strong. And he helped me understand how to care for other animals too." Amina walked around the farm, taking photos and asking questions. Liam told her how he rescued Bino for just $2 at the auction. He explained how he gave him food, warmth, and attention every day. He spoke about the other animals he had helped since then. The small goat, the calf, and even a few chickens that needed care were all part of the story. Bino watched quietly, standing close to Liam. Sometimes he moved gently toward the new animals, nudging them softly. Liam explained to Amina that Bino had grown into a leader. He helps the others feel safe. They follow him because they trust him, Liam said. Amina smiled, taking pictures of Bino guiding the younger animals. She could see the bond between Liam and the buffalo. By afternoon, Amina had seen everything. She had taken many photos and written notes in her notebook. "This story will inspire many people," she said. "A little kindness can make a huge difference. I will share it so everyone can see what you and Bino have done." Liam felt a warm happiness inside. He had not expected attention or praise. He had only wanted to help. But now he realized that their story could reach far beyond the farm. After Amina left, Liam sat with Bino under a tree. The buffalo rested his head on Liam's shoulder, calm and peaceful. Liam whispered softly, "You changed my life, Bino, and now we can change the lives of others too." Bino blinked slowly, as if agreeing. Liam laughed quietly. He felt that the buffalo understood him completely. Over the next few weeks, letters and messages arrived. People wanted to know how they could help animals like Bino. Some wanted to donate food or supplies. Others wanted to learn how to care for sick animals. Liam was amazed. A small act of kindness, paying $2 for a weak buffalo, had grown into something much bigger. Liam continued his daily routine. Every morning he fed Bino and the other animals, gave them water, and checked their pens. He continued to teach Bino new things and let him explore the fields. The buffalo had grown strong and confident, but he still followed Liam closely, showing love and loyalty. One evening, Liam watched the sun set behind the hills. The farm was quiet except for the soft sounds of the animals. Bino grazed nearby, the little goat played, and the calf ran in circles. Liam felt a deep sense of joy and pride. He realized that kindness, patience, and care could create real change, not just for one animal, but for many. He thought back to the day he first saw Bino at the auction. The weak, sick buffalo had seemed hopeless. But now, Bino was strong, happy, and inspiring. Liam smiled. Their journey had started with a small act of courage and love, and it had grown into something far greater than he could have imagined. That night, Liam sat quietly beside Bino, stroking his back gently. He whispered, "We have done something special, my friend. You showed me what is possible when we care." Bino nudged him softly, resting his head near Liam. Liam closed his eyes, feeling a deep gratitude. Together they had created hope, not only for themselves but for many others. The farm had grown busier over the months. Liam now cared for many animals, and each day brought new challenges. But he never felt overwhelmed because Bino was always by his side. The buffalo had grown large and strong, with shiny fur and bright eyes. More than that, he had a calm and wise presence that seemed to guide the other animals. One morning, Liam noticed that some of the younger animals were restless. The goat kids were chasing each other and knocking over small piles of hay. The calf was trying to climb a small slope but kept slipping. Liam smiled and called softly, "Bino, come here." The buffalo lifted his head and walked over. He nudged the younger animals gently, guiding them away from trouble. Liam watched in amazement. Bino was not just strong, he was a teacher. The day went on with its usual work. Liam cleaned pens, refilled water, and fed every animal. Bino moved alongside him, watching carefully and occasionally nudging a weaker animal to show it the way. Liam realized how much Bino had changed. He had gone from a sick, weak buffalo to a leader who inspired trust and courage in others. That afternoon, a small group of children arrived from a nearby village. They had heard stories about Bino and wanted to see him in person. Liam greeted them warmly. "This is Bino," he said. "He is not just strong and healthy, he is also very kind and wise." The children gasped when they saw the buffalo. Bino lowered his head gently, allowing them to touch him. He nudged a young goat kid playfully, making the children laugh. Liam smiled. He was proud of how Bino had become a friend to everyone. Later, Liam noticed that one of the younger calves was afraid to follow the others into the field. The little calf trembled and stayed back. Liam knelt beside him. "It's okay," he said softly. "Bino will help you." The buffalo approached slowly and nudged the small calf gently. The calf blinked and took a step forward. Bino stayed close, guiding him safely across the field. Liam felt a deep warmth in his heart. Bino had become more than a friend. He was a protector. As the sun climbed higher, Liam worked on repairing a broken fence. Bino stayed nearby, grazing quietly but keeping an eye on the animals. Liam realized how important it was to have a strong, calm leader among the animals. Bino's presence made the farm feel safe and organized. Even the smallest animals followed his example, learning how to move with confidence. In the evening, Liam sat under a tree while Bino rested beside him. The buffalo nudged Liam gently and blinked slowly. Liam stroked his back, thinking about how far they had come. Bino had started as a sick, weak buffalo bought for just $2. Now he was strong, respected, and loved by everyone on the farm. Liam smiled. Their journey together had created more than health and strength. It had created hope and friendship. One day, Liam received a letter from a teacher in a nearby town. The teacher wanted to bring her students to the farm to learn about caring for animals. Liam was excited. He knew that Bino could teach them as much as he had taught Liam. The buffalo's patience, strength, and kindness had become a lesson for everyone who visited the farm. Over the next few weeks, visitors came more often. They watched Bino guide the younger animals, show gentleness, and encourage the timid ones. Liam explained to them how care, patience, and attention had helped Bino recover from sickness. People were amazed that such a small act, paying $2 for a weak buffalo, could lead to such a powerful story. At night, when the farm was quiet, Liam sat beside Bino once more. The buffalo rested his head near Liam's shoulder. Liam whispered softly, "You are more than a buffalo, Bino. You are a friend, a guide, and an inspiration." The buffalo blinked slowly, and Liam could feel the trust and love in that simple gesture. As the stars appeared in the sky, Liam realized that Bino had changed more than just his life. He had changed the lives of the animals, the children who visited, and everyone who heard their story. The buffalo that had once been weak and forgotten was now strong, respected, and full of life. Liam smiled, feeling a quiet pride. He knew that together he and Bino had created something special, something that could inspire others to care, to be patient, and to give hope to those in need. And he knew that their story was far from over. The sun rose gently over the farm, filling the fields with warm golden light. Liam stepped outside and looked at Bino. The buffalo stood proudly in the middle of the field, his coat shining in the morning sun, his eyes bright and calm. Liam felt a quiet happiness. He could hardly believe how far Bino had come. It had been many months since Liam had first rescued him for just $2. Back then, Bino was weak, sick, and almost forgotten. Now he was strong, confident, and full of life. But more than that, he had grown into a true friend, a protector, and a guide for the other animals. Liam felt proud, not just because of Bino's strength, but because of the trust and bond they shared. That morning, Liam led Bino and the other animals into the larger field. The buffalo moved with ease, walking calmly beside the younger animals. The goats followed him, the calves ran close by, and even the chickens stayed near, feeling safe under Bino's watchful presence. Liam smiled. Bino had become a leader not through force but through care, patience, and gentle guidance. Visitors had started coming to the farm more often. Children, teachers, and families wanted to see the buffalo who had recovered from sickness and inspired so many. They watched as Bino encouraged the timid animals, guided the younger ones, and stayed close to Liam. People asked questions, took notes, and sometimes helped feed the animals. Liam was happy to share what he had learned about care and kindness. One afternoon, Liam noticed a young boy standing at the edge of the field, watching Bino closely. The boy's eyes were wide with curiosity. Liam walked over. "Do you want to meet him?" he asked. The boy nodded eagerly. Liam guided Bino closer, and the buffalo lowered his head gently, allowing the boy to touch him. The boy's face lit up with joy. He could feel the calm strength and trust that Bino carried. As the boy left, Liam realized something important. Bino was not only changing the lives of animals, but also the hearts of people. Everyone who met him felt the same message. Care, patience, and love could make a difference. Liam felt a deep sense of fulfillment. That evening, Liam sat under a large tree, Bino resting nearby. The sky was painted with shades of pink and orange as the sun set. Liam stroked the buffalo's back gently. "We started this journey together, Bino," he whispered. "You taught me so much, and together we have helped so many others." Bino nudged him softly, leaning close as if he understood every word. Liam thought about the day he had bought Bino at the auction. $2 for a weak, sick buffalo. He had never imagined that this small act would lead to so much. Bino had not only regained health and strength, but he had also become a symbol of hope. Every animal he guided, every child he inspired, and every visitor who smiled at the farm reminded Liam of that small act of kindness. The farm was quiet now. The animals rested peacefully in their pens, calm and happy. Bino stood beside Liam, watching the field, alert but relaxed. Liam felt a warm pride in his heart. He had learned that helping one life could grow into helping many more. He had learned that patience and care could turn weakness into strength, fear into confidence, and sadness into joy. As stars began to appear in the night sky, Liam looked at Bino one last time before heading to his small home nearby. The buffalo blinked slowly and rested his head near Liam. Liam smiled, feeling a deep connection. They had been through so much together, and their journey had created something far greater than either of them could have imagined. Liam whispered softly, "Thank you, Bino, for trusting me, for growing with me, and for showing me what is possible. You are more than an animal. You are a friend, a teacher, and a true inspiration." Bino nuzzled him gently, and Liam knew in his heart that their bond would last a lifetime. And so, the little buffalo who had once been sick and forgotten became strong, happy, and loved by everyone around him. He had grown into a leader, a symbol of hope, and a true friend. Liam smiled, knowing that sometimes the smallest acts of kindness could change the world.